here on Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Place YouTube channel throughout social media. We'll get you out of here well before the top of the hour. Give you guys enough time to get those bets in for the primetime games, and that's what we do here on the drive-thru Monday through Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Is deliver live free sports picks for the games beginning at 7 p.m. Eastern Time and later, and deliver those winners at professional handicappers over at Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Place. So let's take a peek at who's on the show with us for today. All right, with us we got Chris Ruffolo with us, Matt Fargo to make his debut here on the drive-thru, Mitch with us. It's Wednesdays with Mitch. Dana Lane to sign a little later. We got Rod Zawacky, and then, of course, Wayne Scott. Here's how the lineup this evening. We got Ruffolo, Mitch, Fargo, Scott, Zawacky, Lane, and then I will close this one out. All right, last day of February, getting close to 2 more days left in February. Tomorrow's the 29th. It's a leap year. And, of course, we're getting closer to March Madness. Just a couple more weekends before we get into the conference tournament action from the major conferences, as well as a lot of NBA for the month of March. Baseball not too far away. Let's get this show underway. Let's go ahead and welcome in Chris Ruffolo. Catch him over at Pick Dogs Prim. We'll bring Chris in right now. Some college basketball coverage here with Chris. We'll get him in covering one of the Big East games for this evening. And I'll get him here in just a second. Chris, what's happening? You're on mute there, Chris.
Sorry. As soon as you said that, I was like, wait a second. I should probably check. Yeah, I had some technical difficulties, but it wouldn't be live TV or live YouTube live without something going wrong. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Yep, that happens here. But here tonight, Fox Sports 2. That's where it's get. That's the channel for DePaul. They're going to be on the road here to face Xavier here. Xavier laying a bundle here, 19.5 total, 155.5.
Yeah, Tony, and I think I've said this before on the drive-through. There are certain things that are inevitable in life: death, taxes, and DePaul being absolutely terrible in Big East play. And this season has been no different. This DePaul team's been getting absolutely crushed. They have 16 losses, 0-16 in conference play. 11 of those have come by 20 points or more. Two of the losses that they didn't have that came by 20 points came against Georgetown, and they faced them last time out. Almost got their first win of the season, but fell short. I think that was DePaul's last chance at a win this season. I think with a heartbreaking loss like that, come out completely flat here. Xavier, is it not always easy to lay this big of a number with a team that's lost 4 games in a row, but Xavier's already beaten DePaul by 25 earlier this season, and I think they can do it again here. I think Xavier is just the far better team in this one. I think DePaul, like I said, I think they're done. I think they've quit. I'm taking Xavier laying the big number.
All right, we got Chris here on Xavier laying the big number here against DePaul, and boy, it's been a disappointment here for Xavier in conference. 7-9. They have a possibility of finishing over 500 if they can get to a couple games over, and then they have some success in the Big East tournament. They got DePaul, Georgetown. That's a winnable game. Butler's a winnable game. 3 winnable games here in front of Xavier right now.
Yeah, and they have to try to accrue some style points as well if this team wants any sort of miraculous shot of finding a needle in a haystack and maybe getting an at-large bid to the NCAA tournament. But like you said, they have to start here. They have to win out and then go on a nice run in the Big East tournament. They have a lot of work ahead of them for sure.
Yeah, they played themselves into this position. It's not been very good for this Xavier team. Now let's take a look at some of the games coming up here as we'll go through a rundown here with Chris. Some of the early starts here. We'll see what we got. We do have some finals in here with the Army losing to American here with that big win tonight. Game in progress here. But we'll move through to the game here at 6:30 Eastern Time. We got Missouri and Florida. This is a big line here, 13 for Florida.
It is a massive number for Florida for sure, but I'll tell you, I think I have to lay it with the Gators. Missouri, Dennis Gates, it just has not worked out for the Tigers this season. For a Missouri team that made a nice NCAA tournament appearance last year, it's a shell of last year's team, and I think Florida takes advantage here.
All right, there, Rhode Island, VCU, another big line here, VCU here against the Rams. Rams.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I think another one where I probably got to take the favorite here. Maybe you lean towards the under 145 as well. VCU, just the class of the A-10, especially on the defensive end of the floor. I think this is a spot where Rhode Island just can't score enough to keep this one respectable.
There you go. We're working here with Chris here on some of the rundowns, some of the big college basketball card for tonight. We'll look for some of the marquee matchups that we can here with a lot of small conferences in action today. As you can see, Auburn, Tennessee's one. This is a big number here. Tennessee now at home laying 7, total 151.5.
Yeah, and I think I'm going to stick with Auburn and the points in this one. I know Tennessee at Thompson Bowling, definitely a tough out, but I have Auburn as a Final Four team. I like this Auburn team. Auburn team a lot. I think they're balanced. They're well coached, and I think they can at least give Tennessee some fits. Don't know if they can win the game outright, but I think they can at least keep this one close. So give me Auburn in the points.
All right, continue our rundown here. Marquette's going to lay a bundle here against Providence.
Yeah, this one just missed out on the premium area for me. I like Marquette laying the big number. I liked it a lot better around 10, 10.5, but 11.5, I'd still lean towards Marquette. Providence has been a really good underdog this season, but I have a hard time betting against Shaka Smart at this point in the season. The Golden Eagles usually take care of business.
All right, doing some rundown here with Chris. We will have coverage on this Northwestern game a little later. North Texas, a defensive team, laying points on the road to Tulane.
Yeah, usually whenever I see North Texas, I at least got to give a look towards the under. I think the total this high because Tulane hasn't been able to play much defense, but North Texas, they play at such a slow pace that I don't even know if they'd be able to take advantage of a porous Tulane defense. So I think I got to still lean towards the under with North Texas and Tulane.
Leaning toward the under in that one here with in that spot. We're going to have coverage in Kellen, Colorado a little later in the show. We go to Big East coverage in the Big 12, Okie State and UCF. Okie State lane 2 in this one, total one.
Yeah, I think I'm leaning towards Oklahoma State there. Not when I'm rushing to the window to bet, just because it's UCF on the road. It's been absolutely terrible. We also got Oklahoma State off of that heartbreaking loss to Oklahoma in the what looks to be the final Bedlam matchup for release regularly scheduled Bedlam matchup for some time. So lean towards Oklahoma State for me there.
Lean there. We'll look for another one here for Chris here. A little rundown here from college hoops as we do here with Wednesdays with Chris on the show here. Oklahoma at Iowa State, Big 12 action here. Iowa State lane 9.5 total is at 137.
Yeah, I got to take the Cyclones here. They've shut down better at home this season. Oklahoma, their major issues have come on the road this year, and Iowa State, that defense is legit. Oklahoma sort of around the national average, below national average in turnovers. Iowa State, one of the best in the country at forcing turnovers. I got to take the Cyclones.
There you go, a little rundown here with Chris. We'll have the rest with Mitch a little later. Chris here on Xavier, lay the 19.5 against DePaul. Tonight's action. All right, Chris, let's take a look over at Pick Dodge here for tonight's action as well. We got action on the board here from the NBA. 6 games, big card here. Big Wednesday card from College Hoops. Few on the ice. What do you have going over at Pick Dodge Premium?
I got a few things going on. Got a College Hoops $19 play of the day. Got that as part of my College Hoops 5-pack and an NBA play of the day with best value. Checking out a long-term pass, you get bonus plays if you have a long-term pass, and you can also pair me up with any of the other great handicappers at the website as part of our multi-capper promotion. Remember to use that promo code PICK at checkout for 15% off your purchase. That's
right, guys. Get up over with Chris Ruffolo over at Pick Dogs Premium. Of course, the promo code PICK at checkout will save you that 15% off. Also, what you want to do is keep an eye on the long-term passes. They'll serve you great right now. We're getting closer and closer here at the conference tournaments, so no better time to get on board with those long-term passes. And remember that promo code at checkout is PICK. All right, Chris, as always, great having your show. Have yourself a great evening. We'll catch up with you again next week. But let everybody know we can catch the video series around the league from the NHL, as well as your individual picks and the morning show.
Yeah, I got tons going on here at Pick Dogs. Like you said, the daily videos should be up very, very soon. The wraparound, we love talking the NHL card top to bottom. Tons of great content at the YouTube channel. And like you saw at the bottom of the screen there, make sure you're subscribed and notified when the newest and freshest content drops on here at Pick Dogs.
That's right, guys. Make sure you like, subscribe, set those notifications so when these videos drop, you get them in real time. All right, Chris, have a great night. We'll catch up with you again next week.
Sounds good, Tony. Thanks.
You got it. Chris Ruffolo here on The Drive. Let's continue on. Up next, let's bring him in. Mitch, you'll catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. Wednesdays with Mitch. More coverage here from College Hoops here. We'll get to play for Mitch here and a little bit more as well. So we'll bring him in here in the show. I'll be ready here in just a second. Ready to roll with Mitch. Mitch, what's happening?
Not much, Tony. Just, this is our time of year. It's last couple days of February. We get an extra day of February. Of course, the NCAA tournament starts a little bit later than normal. So I guess that's just more games that we're betting because I think the season started earlier too. So it's like, I don't know. It just seems like college hoops is really kind of going on and on this year, but nothing wrong with that.
Nope. I still think at one point the starting point will be Halloween. that's just my prediction here. Next, great time.
Certainly getting there. Right?
Yeah. It'd be a great way to start. People coming in dressed up, and it'd be a really good atmosphere. But tonight we go college hoops here action. Mercer and Chattanooga Chattanooga laying 9 at home. Total sits 147.5.
Well, we saw a team do this same exact thing that Mercer has been doing in this conference, in the SoCon. We saw the same team do this in the American, in the AAC, and that was Charlotte, who just all of a sudden went on a run and just started beating everybody, and then South Florida kind of took it from there. But when you look at this Mercer team, I mean, a few weeks ago, I was mocking them for their horrible free throw shooting, and then you look at their last 3 games, and all of a sudden, these guys just like a different team. I mean, these guys are absolutely possessed. When you look at 2 of their last 3 wins, they're against 2 of the top teams in the conference, Sanford and UNC Greensboro, and the big dogs in each of those games. So being a big dog here against Chattanooga, who I think is a lesser opponent than either of those teams, certainly seems like a doable task here for Mercer. It just seems that while the numbers aren't there, the measurables aren't there, I think we're at the time of the season where it's like who's hot right now isn't going to really show up on the radar all the way. And I think that gives us a good chance to jump on here and get some value. Mercer, 14-15 on the season, 6-4-1 against on the road, 6-4 straight up in their last 10 games. Chattanooga's only 7-3 in their last 10 games, 6-4 against the number also. The first game was at Mercer, but it was a while ago. Mercer was playing miserable basketball at that time when that happened. So, that was a while ago. But since then, Mercer's been a different team, and especially when you look at their last 7 games, 5-2 in their last 7, and you look at the wins. Furman, Sanford, UNC Greensboro. They also beat Rod's team, Citadel, and he calls them a little something different than that. But you look at these wins and what they've gotten done. I mean, they've beaten Greensboro twice this season too, so it's not like it's a fluke or anything. I just think that Mercer, just a ton of value here. I mean, if you can beat Sanford as a 10-point dog, and you can beat Greensboro as a 5-point dog, and you can beat Greensboro as an 11.5-point dog, you sure as hell can run with this Chattanooga team that really underperforms, all over the place. I mean, last time out against Citadel, they lost by 9. Oh. So according to, once again, back to the Zawacky methodology here, we beat them and they beat you.
Yep.
I'm taking Mercer. I'm taking the points, and I'm also gonna bet the money line. I'm gonna more than sprinkle it.
Yeah, you lose to Citadel. I don't blame you. Get Mercer here on the money line. One thing with Mercer is we talked about it being a very long college basketball season. They're 9th in bench minutes. They use the 9th most of the bench. Nearly 43% of the minutes distributed goes to their bench.
Yeah, in the SoCon, it's going to be anybody's ball game in the tournament. When you look at this Chattanooga team, it's not like they're the kings of the world on defense by any stretch of the imagination. They don't dominate the boards at all either, so they're susceptible. Yeah, they shoot the ball well, and they shoot the ball well from 3, and they shoot the ball well on their free throws, but not recently, So it's like, I'm going to take Mercer. I just don't see it.
Yeah, Mitch says go ahead.
It's a lot of points.
Yeah,
it's a lot of points
9.
for.
Yeah, it is. It's a ton of points here. This is Chris's game, but as we said, a lot of points here. 8.5, 9 actually we can see here on this one. So it's definitely a ton of points here. We'll get a rundown at the 8:30 Eastern time is where we kind of left it off here with Mitch. We'll get into some regular matchups here as we get to the primetime hours here, and we'll take a look here in this matchup here between St. John's and Butler. Here we're seeing the St. John's a point now, total 151.
I like Butler in this one. I just think, Hinkle Fieldhouse, one of the great buildings out there for college hoops. And I think, what we've seen in St. John's is they've been in a lot of these close games, and they haven't won them. So I'm going to go with Butler. I think it's going to be fairly close. I'd take them on the money line.
All right, South Carolina, Texas A&M. The Gamecocks a dog here. Texas A&M laying 6 here, total 134.5.
Sharp chaser special, man.
Yeah.
All the pseudo sharps all over Texas A&M in this game. But I'll tell you what, the sharp money got in at 4.5 and 3.5 on the Aggies. So I think all the value here is on the Cocks. I think that the Cocks are going to get it done, and we've seen them disrespected all season long against way better than this. I mean, last time out they were a big dog as well, and it was one of those snoozer endings of that game. You look at South Carolina, and this has to be the most underrated and disrespected team in the entire nation. I mean, they only became nationally ranked in a week or two ago. And you look at this record at 22-5. I mean, yeah, they haven't played A&M this season, but you look at Carolina last time out, 4-point dog at Ole Miss. They beat the crap out of them. I mean, it was like not even a game. It was over at halftime. You know, they got blown out at Auburn. Big deal. So does everyone. They lost by a point at home against LSU. But look at the other games, you know, stomping Ole Miss. They beat Tennessee by 4 in Knoxville. They beat Kentucky by 17. I mean, if you can beat Kentucky by 17 and you can beat Tennessee in Knoxville by 4, you sure as heck can beat Buzz Williams' Texas A&M team, who could lose to anybody at any given time. I don't really even understand this line. Total sharp chaser line on this thing. A&M has lost 4 in a row coming into this thing, including Vandy and Arkansas. Good luck, man.
There we
Sharp
go.
chasers going down big on that one, man. Big.
This line hasn't moved much at all, if any. Alabama, Ole Miss here. Alabama laying 5, total 166.5.
This one looks a little bit more interesting because I think Chris Beard and this Ole Miss crowd, it is a tough building there in Oxford, no doubt about it. Bama is quietly really good this year. I mean, this team, you know, for what Bama's accomplished this season out on the court and for where they're ranked, you don't see a team really flying under the radar like they are. Remember last year when they had Brandon Miller and they were ranked like really high all season long? This year, they're 14th ranked, 19-8 on the season, and you don't hear a peep about these guys. I don't know. I just think Ole Miss is, to me, I get it, you know, but I also don't get it. I like Chris Beard. I think the future is bright there in Oxford. I just don't think it's bright tonight. I'm going to take Bama.
All right, Mitch there on the Bama side. Can Virginia get off the hump here to face Boston College as the point favorite?
Yeah, this line is inverted. It was originally Boston College minus 1.5. And then last night when I went to bed, actually, when the circle lines came out, they were actually had it a little bit even higher than that. Now the line is flipped all the way around. So anyone that's, you know, jumping on that line movement, they got beaten up on the wrong side of this one to a pulp. I think the issue here is that Virginia, this is their time. They need to win. They have to have it. And Tony Bennett, historically in the have to have it games, except of course that year they lost in the first round of the NCAA tournament as the number 1 seed, generally they get it.
All right, there we go. We'll cover Minnesota, Illinois a little later in the show. Seton Hall and Creighton. Creighton laying a big number. Look for the bounce back.
Yeah, I'm going to take Seton Hall in this one. I don't think this Creighton team is very good. I think originally at the beginning of the season, Creighton was one of those on my list of 20 teams or so that could have been a Final Four team, and they still could be a Final Four team. But if they get there, I'm a little surprised because I think they're also the type of team that could be bounced in the first or second round.
All right, a couple of rivalry games. Look at this one: Oregon State, Oregon. Oregon will be laying a bundle here against the Beavers, who've been disappointing at some times, especially in dog spots of late.
Yeah, but the thing is, Oregon State also has that win against Arizona, so we know that they certainly can do it. Oregon State, the weird thing about this team is that they're 12-16 on the season, but this is like a massive improvement. You know, they were like a 2-win team last year, so this is a really, really big improvement. Of course, this is the last, you know, bit of the Civil War right here. Yeah. I think Oregon State leaves it all out on the court. It just seems to be a big number. I know Oregon's a tough building, but I don't know. The Oregon teams the last 2 years just don't have that killer instinct.
All right, we got your rundown here for today. Tonight's college hoops. Chris and Mitch here. Close out the primetime action for you. All right, Mitch on Mercer plus 8.5, plus 9 against Chattanooga. Tonight's action, college hoops. All right, Mitch. Let everybody know what's happened over at Pick Dogs Sports Chat Place as we're getting closer to March.
Yeah, and the money line on that Mercer. You know, we're covering all the college hoops. Of course, our YouTube channel just getting bigger and bigger by the day. More and more people doing videos on there. We have Jovan and Brad adding shorts on there as well. We're doing a lot of other types of videos on our YouTube channel. Just kind of that. I did a whole interview with some producers, and they chopped it up into these YouTube shorts. So you're going to see about 40 or 50 of these things. Then you'll start seeing them from Jay and Chris Ruffolo as well as Costi and Eric too. But you know, we're just doing a bunch of different stuff like that. Really working behind the scenes to get things going because, as you guys have seen, we've had a few tech problems recently, but we're certainly working through those. It's just we're growing too fast, and it's like you know, that's all part of it. But we have solutions that we're working towards. We certainly have we know the solutions. we have the wheels are in motion. The work is being done. It's just some of these things just take a while. Full site rebuilds don't just happen overnight. I think you can build a house faster.
That's true. That is true, especially the greater you grow, the longer it takes, no doubt about this. Several wings, several rooms. All right, Mitch, as always, great having your show. Continue the great success, and we'll catch up with you again next week.
Thanks to you, and thanks to all the handicappers that have joined us, and welcome to the show, Matt Fargo. I'm excited to sit back and watch and hear what Matt has to say. I've talked to him before, but I've never seen him on a live show. So what do you call it? A unicorn, right? It's Bigfoot sighting.
There we go. Exactly. All right, Mitch. Have a great night.
He's a real person. He actually is a real person.
Absolutely. Absolutely. No doubt. All right, Mitch, we'll catch you later. Mitch here on the drive. Let's continue on. Take care, Mitch. Let's go ahead and bring him in. We got Matt Fargo. Catch him over at Pick Dog Sprint. He'll make his debut tonight here on the drive-thru. Matt, what's happening?
Hey, how you doing, Tony? Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I can hear you well. I hope you get me through the speaker. So we got a little. I think you might try and hear the show from the YouTube channel. But anyway,
can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you. You're coming in fine. You're coming in really well. All right, we're going to look at Matt's game tonight here as we're going to be looking at Cal and Colorado. This has been one of the line moves here with Colorado laying now 14 in this one, total 149.5.
Yeah, the Colorado team it's definitely a strange one. They're 9-7, a couple wins, and obviously they have a great finish. They're 14-1 opponents by 19.5 game. 7-1 in the conference. Take away the outscoring opponents by just over 15 points per game. But they're on the outside looking in right now. At the top, the group before out, first group out. So they need to, win these next 4 games and make a run at the Pac-12 tournament which is a little bit surprising considering the 36 in the net and number 30 in Cal. And the biggest games when the big one is Oregon coming up. So they need to take care of business. Playing a number like this, it's. But the one thing they can do is they can shoot. They are in the country shooting 7th from they are in free throw shooting, and they're the only team in the that is 10. It is a huge asset tonight. Going up as a Cal team that won through, but they're just not that good.
All right, we got
150 in net ranking. Even though they don't have game on Colorado in the Pac-12.
All right, we got to work a little bit. With Matt, we got to work a little bit with your audio. We get a little choppiness there.
3 wins against UCLA, which is early in the season when UCLA was really bad. And the last Arizona and Washington, it's just get it done.
All right, we got Matt here on Colorado leading the points here against Cal in this action tonight here from the Pac-12. It'll be on the Colorado Buffs here in that high elevation. Matt, let everybody know a little bit about yourself. I know we're getting a little bit choppy audio. We're going to have to work on that for the next show. You've been in this industry for quite some time.
Great.
Yeah, we just lost your audio there, Matt. Sorry, we lost your signal there. But anyway, Matt has been at Pick Dogs for some time. He's been in the industry quite a bit of time. So his play tonight will be Colorado laying the points here against Cal. This one tonight at 6 Eastern time. You can always check out Pick Dogs Premium and pick up one of Matt's long-term passes, 3, 7, or 30 All Sports Pass. Get all of his premium plays for that time for you select. When you go to his handicapper page, make that purchase. Remember the promo code PICK at checkout. you'll save that 15% off. Matt Fargo here on the drive-thru. Matt will probably work on that connection for our next show, next appearance next week. Matt Fargo here on the drive-thru. Let's continue on here on the show. We'll go ahead and welcome into the show. Next up, Wayne Scott. Catch him over at Pick Dog Spring. We'll bring Wayne in right now. Ready to roll with Wayne. Wayne, what's happening?
What's going on, Tony T? What's going on, Pick Dog family?
All right, you got the NBA tonight. You got the NBA tonight for us, Wayne. As we got tonight, your pick will come from Mavericks and Raptors going head-to-head. We see the Mavericks road favorites 3, total 241.
Yeah, man, straight to it, man. I'm not going to be looking to take the Raptors many times this year. Just maybe in certain spots, they're going to have to be getting about 6 or 7 points from me. We get a nice line here with the Raptors winning 3 straight and Dallas on the back-to-back. But we're taking the better team in Dallas here. Way better offensive team. We get Dallas in a revenge spot coming off a letdown game with all their starters, and we only have to lay 3 here. I love Dallas in this spot. Definitely all over this line at this -3. I see it moving a little bit, but even at the 3.5, I'm loving Dallas in this spot. This Raptors team is depleted. That 3-game win streak is not impressive. They're a team that plays no defense, not reliable on offense. They can't hit the 3 against one of the top shooting 3-point teams in Dallas, a team in Dallas that doesn't turn the ball over, a team that has good big men, and just a team that's offensively explosive with the 2 stars and a nice bench coming off from Dallas. Raptors blew up their team, traded some of their top players, and they're going to compete in spots, but they're just not a team that I'm looking to back this season until they find the identity. They're just out there just playing guys, seeing who they want to keep, but they're not looking for wins. This West is very tight. Look for Dallas to bounce back tonight and get the win against the Toronto Raptors, laying in 3.
All right, we got Wayne here on the Mavericks, laying at 3 here against the Toronto Raptors. This is a team in Dallas here in the back-to-back spot. Took that heartbreaker last night, but looking to make amends. Injury report, just Kleber out for Dallas, Boucher out for Toronto. Of course, Toronto is a team that's had really a lot of struggles when you've seen them on the court. No doubt about that. They did get that win against Indiana, but Indiana is always going to be vulnerable because of their defense.
Exactly, Tony. You hit it right on the head, man. Indiana, they're not a bad team, but they're not an elite team. Yeah, they're gonna lose to some of these teams here and there, just like you said, just because of their defense. So if they're not on offensively, they're gonna be vulnerable in some spots when it comes to being Indiana. So I give them Raptors a little credit, but this Dallas team is a different beast with Luka and Kyrie, and with the young guys that they've established coming off the bench. And I'm gonna take my guy Rod stuff, man. Dallas should be mad, man. They should definitely come in this game motivated, and I don't think this game is gonna be close. Maybe close early, but I think eventually 3rd quarter, late 4th, is just the depth and the experience for Dallas just wears down on this young Toronto Raptors team.
All right, do a bit of a rundown here for Wayne with the remainder games in the NBA. Pelicans and Pacers. Pacers going to lay 5 here, the total 240.
Yeah, man, this line is all over the place. At the 5, I like the Pelicans, man. I know they're coming off a game, but Pacers have not been well in this home favorite spot. They've been very choppy with their win and losses. As you mentioned, they don't play defense. This injury report, check their injury report for New Orleans Pelicans, but they're a team with plenty depth. And like I said, this West is choppy, man. I mean, this West is tight. So I look for the Pelicans to come out here and compete. They might not win, but I definitely think they can cover the spread here. I like the Pelicans. They're a balanced team. Much more balanced than the Pacers. Not the best spot for the Pelicans, but like I said, Pacers have not been good as home favorites, and the Pacers do not play good against West Coast teams. With that being said, I'm going to take those points with the Pelicans.
All right, look at the points of the Pelicans here. Alvarado Daniels out for the Pelicans. Murphy, a questionable status. McDermott Nesmith out here for Indiana. All right, we'll continue here with the rundown here with the Wayne. We covered this one already. We go to Grizzlies and T-Wolves tonight. We're going to see a big line here. Timberwolves laying 12.5, total 209. Memphis of course, their injuries has always been Clark, Kennard, Pippen, Smart. Boy, Kennard can't hit anything when you see him try to shoot those threes. A lot of air balls of late, but they just sat him. Concar, doubtful. On the Minnesota side, no Clark, no Anderson. Gobert and Edwards, questionable now for Minnesota.
Yeah, I flip-flopped on this game a couple times a day, but I think I'm just going to take the G League Memphis, man, and the boatload of points here. Timberwolves, basically only against Memphis do we see them cover double digits. So, but I think this is a game, them coming off the back-to-back, this is Memphis' best chance to keep this one close. I like the way Memphis has been playing and competing. I like the way their young talent has been coming out there playing defense. If we just get a whiff from offense from them, I think it'll be tough for the Timberwolves to cover this 12.5 points. Can Timberwolves come out here, win by 7 to 8 like they did last night against the Spurs? Sure, but come out and blow a team out 3 to 4 times in the season is very hard to do. Like I said, I know one thing, that Memphis is going to come out here and strap up on defense and make it tough. Jackson in the lineup, long as he got Jackson, he's enough of a star to handle the boards and get the scoring going for this team. Definitely with Gobert with the possibility of being out. Give me Memphis here with this 12.5.
Memphis there with a 12.5 there. Continuing on the rundown here, Cavaliers and Bulls. Cavaliers move now to a 5.5 point favorite on the road. Both teams back-to-backs. Jerome Thompson out for Cleveland. Caruso out for Chicago. Craig out as well.
Yeah, I like the Bulls here, man. I've been fading the Cavs all season and been putting a hole in my pocket, but as of lately, I've been catching back up with them losses I've been catching with the Cavs, and I'm riding the Bulls here again. Just a huge win for the Cavs yesterday, a game that they squeaked out, and I just believe that after they got that win, it just took a lot out of them to get that win. We're going against a Bulls team that's been scrappy, plays well defensively, and I like what they got 2 big men in their lineup tonight. They're kind of matching it up with Drummond and Vucevic, and I kind of like that for them. I think they hit the boards hard and they keep it close here. I'm taking a 5.5 with the Bulls.
5.5 there. Continue on here. Kings and Nuggets tonight. We're seeing that the Nuggets going to be laying 7.5, total 231. Vesnikov out for Sacramento. Fox is questionable. Kankar out. Tyson is questionable here for Denver. The big news here is the status of Fox. We'll see what the latest is on Aaron Fox, obviously the leading scorer, the leader of this team. He has a knee issue, but he did participate fully in the shoot-around. It is a left knee contusion. So cut on that knee. He bumped knees with a Heats player during the Monday's loss here. He hasn't missed a game since mid-December, but he did participate, Wayne, here in the shoot-around.
Even if he plays, I just think he's still gonna be gimpy and be on some kind of minute restriction. But I like the Nuggets here in this one, man. Just at home, playing well. That no Fox is big. It's their best player. Kings have not looked great. This is the Kings spots where they typically play good, but I'm not liking the way the Kings have looked coming into this one. I don't like the way that their bench has been playing. That's one big reason they were pretty good last year. Their bench has stepped up, and it wasn't just Malik Monks. It was Lyles. It was a couple other guys, and these guys haven't been stepping up. It's been all on Monk. Starters haven't been playing too well. But on the other side of that, this Nuggets team has been pretty consistent. Anytime you got Jokic and Murray on the court, you have a good chance to blow a team out, especially at home. Now you got supporting cast stepping up outside of Michael Porter and Gordon. They got a bunch of young guys on that bench. Braun and I can't think of his name right now, but it's another guard on that that gives them a good 10 to 15 points. And I like these guys. I like these guys to come out and cover this 7.5 today at home.
Yeah, the 17.5. Of course, here on the Nuggets covering that big number. Braun, Reggie Jackson, Peyton Watson, Najee as well coming off. Yep, they're coming off.
Watson. Yeah, Watson is definitely who I was talking about. When he gets some good minutes, this guy can get going from the three. He's lengthy, a strong player that they found in the draft.
They certainly did. Lakers and Clippers, ESPN, doubleheader game. We've seen this line come down quite a bit here. I remember it opened up, I think last night, was it 5-5? It was, what was it? Actually, we saw a road number up there, 4.5, I think, when it opened, but 3.5, this, for some of the other books. We're seeing it now down to 3 here. Total 234.5. No Wood, no Vincent, no Vanderbilt, no Castleton here for the Lakers. LeBron, questionable. Reddish, Davis, probable. Zubac now questionable for the Clippers. George is out. They actually did okay without Zubac because the Clippers have depth there in their with their Plumlee, and you've got also Thies that can actually fill in for him because we saw Zubac miss quite a bit. Let's see if we get the latest here on LeBron here, what his status is. So questionable entering this game, and when is he not questionable, right? It seems like he's always an ankle, always the issue. He's kind of dealing with that issue with the ankle, and we'll see how he rolls here in this game. This is questionable, but the Lakers here will be dogs. As Clippers laying 3, total 234.5.
Yeah, Tony, and I'm riding with the history. And history has shown that the Clippers have been spanking the heinies of the Lakers. As you mentioned, man, this Lakers team has been depleted. It's not just LeBron. It's a bunch of role players, too. And I just do not like the way the Lakers look down the stretch. They're not playing defense. They're struggling to score here and periodically, especially on the road. I trust the Clippers more, man. They're playing top 10 defense, top 10 offense. They got a good bench. They are not missing a lot of players. Yes, they're missing one of their guys in Paul George, but Paul George has been streaky this season. They've won plenty of games with him playing bad and him missing. So I just trust the Clippers more, and I'm going with what history has showed me, laying a light number with the better team. I'm taking the Clippers here.
All right, Clippers here from Wayne tonight against the Raptors, 10 p.m. Eastern time over on ESPN on the show pick. Wayne on the Mavericks laying to 3. All right, Wayne, let's take a look over at pick document for tonight's action. NBA report as well. We got action from college hoops, big card here from college hoops, action on the ice. What do you have going over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Yeah, huge card for me today, man. 2 NBA, 5 college basketball. I have a 3-pack, which is straight college basketball. I have my 2 NBAs with 1 later college, my late night college basketball action, and I got my best bet in college basketball. Been rolling. Actually lost 2 straight, but before that, I hit 5 in a row, and I'm looking to bounce back tonight. I love my college basketball best bet, and I love all the plays that I bet on today. If you want them, hop over to the site, get the premium tab. You can get that 3-pack, as I mentioned, or you can get my best bet, and let's get money tonight.
That's right. Get money tonight with Wayne Scott over at Pick Dogs Premium. He's got his action plays up for you right now. Those one-day passes are credit guarantee. They must turn a profit. The amount you purchase is credit back to your account for site credits. That is credit guarantee. So go ahead and get signed up with Wayne for tonight's action. All right, Wayne, as always, great having you show. You have yourself a great evening. We'll catch up with you tomorrow. But I know we always can catch your video series up there with the boxing.
Yes, sir. Should have this boxing with Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia out to y'all by Monday. So that'll be one of the biggest fights that's coming up next. And then I'll be working on that Tyson Fury, Usyk, and Canelo. Just parted ways with PBC. He had a 2-fight contract with that. Something about they're not wanting to pay him what they said they would for one of the fights. So he just split ways with them. So I'm curious to see what he got going next. But when I get this news, I will break it down and have it for you guys right here on Pick Dogs YouTube.
All right, guys, make sure you like, subscribe, set those notifications so when Wayne drops those videos from boxing, you get them right away. All right, Wayne, have a great night. We'll catch up with you again tomorrow.
All right, Tony T, as always, appreciate you for having me. Appreciate being here with you. And I'll catch you later, Pick Dogs fam. Good luck with all your best tonight.
You got it. Well, Wayne Scott here on the drive-thru. Let's continue on here on the show. Up next, let's bring in Rod Zawacky. He's bringing it to us here on the drive-thru. Catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. We'll bring him in right now. Some action here from college hoops. Going to the Big Ten here, top of the hour here with the game. So we'll bring him in here in just a second. We always like to get the bonuses from Rod. Rod, what's happening?
Not too much, Tony. Just getting ready for tonight's action. Watched a little bit of afternoon. Shot some hockey videos. We got a dozen of those tomorrow. So
yes,
definitely same old.
Snow shovel all set to go.
Today's a new day. Yeah, shoveling's all shoveled out. Good to go. It's still cold, but by tomorrow it's supposed to warm up. It's supposed to the crazy weather. We're supposed to hit plus temperatures, so all that snow is supposed to start to melt. And then the crazy part is it's supposed to freeze right back up. So
Oh boy.
basically, it just ruts everything up. Everything gets frozen, everything gets slushy, and everybody gets these little groove tracks, and then it freezes up. So then you get these frozen ruts. It's fun.
Yep.
Good old winter weather.
Here we go tonight. Big Ten action. Later, 9 Eastern time tonight. Big Ten Network has Illinois and Minnesota going head to head. Illinois laying 12 here, total 155.
Yeah, you look at this one, and Illinois playing great hoops, 7-3 in their last 10, 14-2 at home this season, playing great, 20-7 on the year. And you look at this Minnesota team, yes, definitely best cover team in the nation at 23-4 ATS, yes, but 2-6 straight up on the road is this Minnesota team, and they just got spanked by Nebraska on the road. 73-55, and in that game, Minnesota didn't look good. Shot 26% from beyond the arc, 31% field goals, and Nebraska did, mind you, shoot 84% from behind the arc. In that one, helped with the 20% blowout, but like the 20-point blowout in that one. But you look, the Illinois D at home, 65.8 points they allow per game, while the Minnesota D on the road, 69.8 points. On the road. So for me, and the biggest thing here is offensively, this Illini team, they can score the ball, and at home they're averaging 83.8 points a game. I think they can definitely run there. When it comes down to the end, where what we're going to need is the free throws. And guess what? The Illini are better at free throws for sure by far, shooting 74% from the charity stripe. Well, the Gophers here, 68.8%, 299th in the nation from the free throw line. It's not so good there. Sure, they've got some covers, but on the road, not so good. The books, as when this opened, it just ticked up to 12. Must have been sitting at 11.5 most of the day. Books pretty happy where they are. So am I. I think the Illini win by 15. Give me Illinois in this one. Lay the points.
Lay the points here. Illinois here, 11. You can find 11.5. There are some U.S. sports books. Even a sports book in Vegas, still 11.5. 12 is the sharpest book in the world. And that's where the money's going on right now with this Illinois team that has played well. And of course, we know everybody knows that Minnesota, a very good cover team. At some points, they always seems to, it usually comes back down, right? They're not going to cover every game. But again, that we looked at some of their performances on the road. That game there in Nebraska, pretty telling there. Where Nebraska's a good home court, just pounded them.
Just pounded them from beyond the arc, and if the Illini get hot from behind the arc, well, watch out. This could get really ugly again for Minnesota, because I got Illinois easily get into the 80s, so 85, 60. That well gets us. Even if they get to 65, that's still 20.
Yeah.
this is such a high number for a reason. I'm laying it with Illinois.
Laying it there with Illinois tonight. Let's take a look over at Pick Document for tonight's action, Rod. We have NBA on the board, lots of college hoops, a couple on the ice. Rod having a great college basketball season. What do you have going over at Pick Docs Premium?
And over at Pick Docs Premium, I went 3-3 in college hoops yesterday. So looking for a bounce back there. Still doing great in college hoops over the last 30 days. Big bettors up over 3,900 units, so definitely rolling there. Heading into March Madness. Like I said, pulled myself out of the hole, and now we're plus units this season on college hoops as we head into March Madness. So heat up at the right time. I got a nice March Madness pass. You can scoop that up. Or tonight, I got 5 pack going, looking to do better than 3-3. I think you can sweep the board. I love those 5 plays over there in college hoops. And then I avoided the NBA tonight, and I got 1 play in the ice, my NHL game of the month. Heading over, scoop it up. That's my top play on the board. So definitely heading over. As everybody said, hey, take advantage of that 2-for-1 capper deal. Use the promo code PICK at checkout. But to the 2-for-1 capper deal, 3-for-1 capper deal. Look how many cappers have been hot to start the 2024 campaign. Take advantage of that deal. Why not? Stuff your pockets with cash and have a big, nice summer vacation. So continue joining us as we crush in the books. Pick Dogs.
Books indeed. Get on board with Rod Zawacky over at Pick Dogs Premium. Remember the promo code PICK at checkout. Save that 15% off. Long-term passes, the best value. All right, Rod, any bonus for tonight?
For me, in that Oilers game, I went with my Janmark, Matthias Janmark, to get a goal. If you look, he was player of the week. He scored 3 goals, 5 assists. I think he can continue tonight against the Blues and rip one in there. I got to go with Matthias Janmark to get an anytime goal. That's almost 4 times your money, plus 400. I got it at plus 410. It's come down a little bit since then, since I've shared it around a little bit. So it's come down a little bit. People are like, ooh, he's been hot. So why not ride the hot hand, take Matthias Janmark, and then and the other one, I like the Rangers. I think they whoop up on Columbus. Columbus 0-14 following a win. So Rangers get the revenge. Columbus just beat them. I don't think you're going to beat them twice. Rangers are ready for them tonight. Lay the points. I think you can lay the 2.5. I think it's a beatdown tonight. Butt whooping.
There you go, from Rod Zawacky, tonight's action here on the ice. All right, Rod, let everybody know about your video series. You go A to Z in the NHL. Couple tonight, but a big card tomorrow.
Yeah, only a couple tonight, but they're still there, archived, so you can check those out if you're interested. But also like, subscribe, click on that little notification bell. That way you get notified when the newest content drops. So much at Pick Dogs, new content-wise. But yeah, tonight, 12 hockey videos plus a parlay video. Be loaded very shortly for you to scoop up over there. Definitely go check it out. Excited. Hockey's been good. So definitely want to check out those videos and put some money in your pocket.
Absolutely, guys. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit those notifications so when Rod drops those videos, you get them right away. Indeed. All right, Rod, have yourself a great evening. We'll catch up with you again here tomorrow. A Steak Friday. Steak Friday.
You as well, Tony. You as well, Tony. Have yourself a good night. And hey, maybe I'll be around tomorrow. If I'm not too busy, I don't think I'm going anywhere. So blizzard action, I'm good without trying to drive through any drifts.
All right.
So, you have yourself one tonight. Good luck with your bets, everybody. Crush the books. Catch you guys either tomorrow or Steak Friday.
You got it. Either tomorrow or Steak Friday. Rod Zawacky here on the drive to. Let's continue here on the show, guys. I'm going to drop my pick. I got to start top of the hour. Northwestern +6 against Maryland. Just based here on the overall, just the Northwestern, good shooting team. I'm just not a big fan of this Maryland team. When you look at the Wildcats, they have won 6 of their past 8. The issue here with Maryland is 13th in offensive efficiency in the Big Ten. High turnovers, just 29% from 3, 46% inside. We'll take the points here with Northwestern. All right, let's continue on here on the drive-thru. Up next, let's go ahead and welcome in Dana Lane, and he has been on a tear over at Pick Dog Stream. You catch him up there on the site. We'll bring him in right now. We're ready to roll here with Dana. Coverage on the ice tonight involving the Blues and the Edmonton Oilers. So let's bring Dana in right now. Ready to go here with Dana. Dana, what's happening?
They didn't give me a lot to work with on the ice tonight, but we found something in the 2 games, I guess. How are you, Tony?
I'm doing great, Yeah, TNT tonight has Oilers and Blues going head-to-head here. Oilers big favorites, total 6.5.
Yeah, well, we certainly don't want anything to do with the money line on this one. We're not laying $2.80 or $2.70, depending on your book. But the puck line does look attractive, and I was going to go total on this, and I'm like, boy, this to me is just 2 teams that are 2 separate galaxies, especially at this point right now. And it looks like Jordan Binnington's going to get the start for the St. Louis Blues, and Stuart Skinner's going to start for the Edmonton Oilers. And the last time that we saw Binnington, he gave up those 4 goals on just 14 shots. I didn't think the St. Louis Blues played very well, or the Blues defensemen played very well in front of him. In fact, if you look at the shot chart, Tony, I mean, all of the goals that he allowed was in that low slot area, and there was a bunch of a bunch of opportunities that were just a matter of being outworked. So on the flip side of that, if you look at the St. Louis Blues shot chart, I mean, it was fanned, basically, fanned around the perimeter, and a lot of the goaltenders will tell you you can put 40 pucks a night on me if those shots are coming from the perimeter, which is why they only managed 1 goal in that game. I listen, this is a very, well, for both of these teams really, but this is a very peculiar spot for Edmonton. I mean, they're sitting in that 3rd spot in the playoff race, but they have a few games in hand on the Golden Knights, and they got to start winning some of these games, and not only winning, but winning impressively. And there are some, we just saw them break a 3-game losing streak. Probably lost to a couple teams that you would be surprised that they lost to, but Their high danger chances for St. Louis just is not enough for me. And if that's telling me they're not outworking their opponent, and if you're not going to outwork Edmonton, at least in the regular season, you're going to have a difficult time outscoring them and outscoring perhaps some of your mistakes. And as far as Stuart Skinner is concerned, this is a guy that really needs to start putting together some quality starts. He was really good against the Kings, but prior to that, pretty average against the Flames and then the Bruins prior to that. So I am going to lay the 1.5. I know I'm giving up a little juice now. I got a little plus money early in the day, but I'm going to give up the 1.5 and take Edmonton here. But I probably would go on to another game if there was more than 2 on the schedule. But Edmonton clearly is the better of the 2 teams here. I do think at the trade deadline, Tony, they're going to go out and probably get some depth scoring. I know there were some rumors about them going and potentially looking at a goaltender. What else is new? Just another year before the postseason. But some of the names that popped up, like Marc-Andre Fleury, I don't think Fleury would approve that kind of move. And, of course, he's got a no-trade clause, so I don't think he's going there. And if they can't upgrade, I don't think you make a move in goal just for the fact just to make a move. I think Skinner is a guy that they're going to have to lean on, and maybe Picard. But outside of that, I think we see the Oilers go into the postseason again, Tony, in another year where they're going to try to outscore their opponents. But I worry about a guy like Skinner whose numbers, look, 2.70 goals against. He's got a save percentage of just over 90%. And as you get into the postseason, those saves and shots on, they don't become easier against the better teams. And I just think there's a massive hole once again in net for the Edmonton Oilers. But as far as talking about this game, I think they're better than St. Louis. I think they also come in with something to prove, not playing well over the last 3 or 4 games. I know they got that win of late, but just overall in recent form, I don't think they're very happy with their play. So a great team with something to prove. Also, they're in a revenge spot. They lost a 6-3 game a couple weeks ago at the Enterprise Center to the Blues. So I like Edmonton -1.5 in this.
All right, Dana on the puck line with the Oilers. We'll talk about this game in just a minute. We're hitting the witching hour here. Dana's been on absolute tear right now. 3,152 units of profit last 30 days. Strong the last 30 days, last 7 days. Yesterday, winning results from Dana. Dana, what do you have going over at Pick Dogs Premium?
A whole bunch of stuff. I mean, I try to put up as much as possible. We got NBA 3-pack up there. College basketball 3-pack was up there. I think the first game's off, so that's off. But, of course, the all-access packages are up there 24 hours a day. You get every play from college basketball to the NBA to the NHL to Major League Baseball coming up, which is exciting. You get every single one of those plays for one low price and, prevents you from having to go and, buy plays every single day. So I always encourage those, and I appreciate the people that have put their money into those long-term packages because that clearly is the way to go. Also, 3-pack in the NHL is locked and loaded for tonight as well.
There you go, guys. Get up with Daniel over at Pick Dogs Premium. You see the results: 3,152 units of profit last 30 days. Document. You can verify those numbers by going to Dana's handicap page. Make that purchase. He's got the all-access pass. 90 days will get you through the entire NCAA tournament. We'll get a couple of baseball. We'll get you into, May 28th. That's going to be well into the conference finals here of NHL and NBA. So no better time than right now to get that 90-day All Sports Pass. Pick as a promo code. Save that 15% off. All right, Dana, looking back at this game, Edmonton can't be screwing around. I know the Kings are on their heels. Kings had a tough loss last night, but 5 of the next 6 after this game. 5 of the next at least 5 of the next 6 for Edmonton's on the road.
Yeah, they have a pretty favorable schedule coming up. I think they're 21st in the NHL in opponents' percentage. So a pretty favorable schedule coming up. But the one thing that they still have Colorado on the schedule 3 times. And they, as far as the poorer opponents, they have Arizona on the schedule just twice still. But pretty favorable schedule. Boston, Winnipeg, Vancouver, Dallas, and Toronto as far as the big opponents that they have. So, I mean, hey, look, Tony, they're going to go into the postseason just like they do in most years. They're going to have a terrific top 6. We'll see what happens after the trade deadline. You know that they have to address some depth issues. I think that they do, unless you're going to go out and get Jussi Saros. I think they're going to ride with the goaltending that they have right now, which does not make me feel, if I'm an Edmonton Oilers fan, I'm like, well, here we go again, because how many years have the Oilers gone into the postseason and worried about goaltending? You know, they got to score five goals a night just to overcome their goaltending, and that doesn't rear its head in the regular season, because when you're playing the Sharks and the Ducks and the Coyotes and those type of things, you can get by. But we saw that against Vegas when Vegas snapped their win streak. When you're up against a motivated team like the Knights, who needed that win against the Oilers with all the games in hand that Edmonton has over the Knights, I still think it's going to be rough sledding, although on paper the Edmonton Oilers are probably the best team in the NHL right now.
All right, there you go. Dana on Oilers puck line, laid the puck in half, -115 here against the Blues tonight on TNT. We knew Dana's action for tonight. Dana, let everybody know about your video series up there as you go against the public with your betting selections.
Yep, every day we put up 3 games. We try to go against the public as much as we can. There's sometimes we like what the public is putting out there, so it's more important to put up winners than to basically fall in line with the name of the show. But yep, we'll have it up about midnight or so. I think it gets up there 11 or 12 o'clock for the next day. And perfect sweep last night. Had 7 straight shows, or we're going for a 7th straight winning show tonight. So if you haven't checked that out, go to the Pick Dogs YouTube page. It's up there. A tremendous response. We got almost 3,000 views today, which is saying something for a weekday video. So very happy with the way that's going, and very thankful for everybody that goes back to that every day. So hit that like and subscribe button. That's what everybody says. I guess I'll say it too.
That's right. Like and subscribe. So when Dana drops those videos, you get them right away and get on board with that long-term pass. Remember, that 90-day pass is great right now. The entire March Madness tournament, well into the playoffs in the NBA, NHL, and a couple months of baseball. All right, Dana, have a great night. We'll catch up with you next week.
Okay, Tony. Have a great night. Thank you.
You as well. Dana Lane here on the Drive Thru. Guys, let's stick to the recap. You got my play, so let's get to the recap and we'll recap the plays. And also, we'll be looking for your best bets in the chat. So get those best bets ready, put them in the chat, and we'll read them off at the end of the show. So let's go to the recap here, and we'll get the plays here for you right now. Let's go to the recap tonight. We had Chris on Xavier lay the 19.5 against DePaul. Mitch Mercer plus 8.5 against Chattanooga. You can find some 9s out there. Matt on Colorado laid the 13.5 against Cal. Wayne says Mavericks laid 3 against Raptors. Rod, Illinois laid the 11.5 against Minnesota. Dana on the Oilers puck line laid the puck in half, -115 against the Blues. I'll be on Northwestern plus the points against Maryland. The one I like the most, let's go with Mitch's pick here with the Mercer Bears at plus 8.5. All right, that's going to do it for this edition of the Drive Thru, guys. Make sure you tune in again tomorrow live at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll do it all over again. We'll bring our cappers from Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Place. We'll get up the plays in real time. Remember, to always get started with that morning show live here at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time during the week with Mitch, with Chris, and with Jay. You guys want to check that out. A reminder, guys, get those best bets in the chat. We're about to read them off in a second, so last call for those best bets. Don't forget the video series up here. Mitch's 7 picks in 5 minutes. His betting tool show. Of course, he goes around round table with the professionals. Also, Jay's Jam Session NBA. Chris with us around the league from the NHL. Individual pick videos as well from Chris here on the channel. We also have Nick Mencken, first half NBA. Brad Francis, he has his parlay video of the day. Jovan has introduced his parlay shorts video of the day. You can check that out here on the channel as well. Brian Bittler, contrarian sharp plays from as well. Cossey's sharp trading plays. Big L, Big Morty, all access with Big L as well here on the channel. Don't want to forget about Romanelli with his college basketball bank shot breakdown here on the channel. Much content here on the channel. Also, we got Wayne coming in with his boxing video series. Very good content from Wayne as well. Rod Zawacky, A to Z coverage. Every game on the board from the NHL, including an NHL parlay video for you. So just to name a few here on the show. All right, let's get to the best bets, guys. Get your best bets in here tonight. We got Ron Crawford coming with South Carolina plus 5.5. We've got Blake like in Minnesota game under 155. Also Western Kentucky -2 from Blake. John Stewart here coming in with some plays as well. Clippers -3 for Blake as well. What do we see here? Also more. Let's see here. More plays coming in here. Sprinkle on looks like some more plays from John Stewart coming in here as well. From tennis looks like some content here from from John. We got Darren Turner liking the Pacers -4. Got it early, rocking with Rod on Illinois. What else? We've got Moneyline birthday party here with Raptors with Rod. Bulls +6.5 coming in with Chris. White Thunder likes the Bulls +5.5. That's the one I'd agree with here in the chat, is that Bulls play. What else we've got here tonight? From the chat room with your best bets. Let's see what we got in, if anything coming in here from the guys here. Clyde Drexler, Auburn Moneyline +255 from Clyde Drexler. Can't argue that one. Pretty good team with Auburn. Doesn't want the points, just give him the money line there from Clyde Drexler with a K. Let's see if anybody here. Let's see, we've got NHL Bets 508. Lion Driscoll anytime goal, and he pair it with McDavid over 1.5 points. That's from NHL Bets 508. Adrian Hissey likes the Mavs money line. Adrian Hissey coming in. What else do we have here? Any last call for the best bets from everybody? Looks like we got them all in. All right, that's going to do it for the show, guys. Be sure to tune in again tomorrow live at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll do it all over again. We'll bring in our cappers from Big Dogs and Sports Chat plays. Give you the plays in real time. All right, that's going to do it. Let's go ahead and bring in our cappers from tonight's show. Gonna wave goodbye.